Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to break down a massive revolutionary shift in the tech world, moving away from clunky, monolithic data storage straight into the highly agile, decentralized world of the data mesh. Now, if your organization relies on data, and honestly, whose doesn't these days, you're definitely going to want to pay close attention to the structural evolution. Let's get right into it.
Okay, so here's our roadmap. We're going to start with the centralized data bottleneck, unpack the 4 pillars of data mesh, compare mesh versus traditional architectures, look at some real-world mesh success, and finally, wrap up with challenges and emerging trends.
So let me ask you a question right off the bat. Why is your central data team literally always overwhelmed? I mean, we've all experienced the pain of waiting weeks, sometimes longer, for the IT team to pull a really simple finance report or update a basic marketing dashboard. It's frustrating. And it begs this universal corporate question, why on earth does it take so long to get the data we actually need?
Section 1. The centralized data bottleneck. Let's see how this builds into the foundational issue that is crippling almost every modern enterprise today. Imagine the old model is a single, massively overloaded kitchen trying to cook meals for an entire city. It's chaos, right? Complex, domain-specific systems like finance, fraud detection, customer data, loan systems, they all funnel down into one centralized data team. And because that central team lacks the specific business context for every single department, they inevitably become this huge bottleneck. They suffer from slow data delivery, really difficult governance, and they completely fail to scale as the sheer volume of big data grows. Which brings us to Section 2, 4 pillars of data mesh. To solve this mess, we really need to shift our thinking from that single monolithic kitchen to empowering specialized, independent restaurant franchises.
You see, the data mesh isn't just a shiny new piece of software. Nope, it's a complete cultural transformation built entirely upon 4 interconnected pillars: domain-oriented ownership, data as a product, self-serve data infrastructure, and federated computational governance. Together, these 4 principles take the pressure off that central team and distribute it intelligently. This creates a scalable, agile, and truly trusted data ecosystem. Let's quickly explore exactly how each of these pillars functions. All right, our first pillar is domain-oriented ownership. Notice how individual departments like sales, finance, or HR actually own and manage their own datasets. Why? Well, because the sales team understands sales data infinitely better than a centralized IT engineer ever could. By putting the data directly in the hands of the domain experts, you're getting faster decisions, vastly improved accountability, and you're drastically reducing those bottlenecks we talked about earlier.
Building on that domain ownership, we reach the second pillar, treating data exactly like a consumer product. Listen, a customer purchase data set shouldn't just be a messy spreadsheet tossed over the fence. It needs to be packaged with clear usage guides, metadata, APIs, and real quality standards so other departments can easily purchase and consume it. Meaning, your internal data consumers become your actual customers, and they demand data that is secure, trustworthy, and highly discoverable. But wait, how do marketing or HR teams manage this without, being software engineers? That brings us to pillar 3. To make this possible, without descending into complete technical chaos, an underlying self-serve platform abstracts all that complex infrastructure away. It provides really easy-to-use tools for storage, pipelines, and monitoring. This way, domain teams can just build their own data pipelines completely independently, without ever waiting on centralized IT.
Finally, just like those independent restaurant franchises still require overarching health and safety rules, we have our 4th pillar, federated computational governance. This layer ensures data quality, security policies, and access controls are uniformly maintained across the entire organization. It's brilliant, actually. It strikes the perfect balance, enabling fast innovation at the local domain level while maintaining strict compliance and global trust.
Section 3. Mesh versus traditional architectures. With those 4 mechanics understood, let's contrast this agile new structure directly against the traditional methods you might currently be using.
When you look at them side by side, wow, the paradigm shift is super obvious. Look at traditional data warehouses or data lakes. Their structure is highly centralized and monolithic, which means team dependency is through the roof and scaling is notoriously difficult. Data mesh completely flips the script. It replaces that rigid, heavy setup with a distributed structure and decentralized ownership. Because domain teams manage their own agile products, scaling becomes vastly easier, and your organization's overall speed to market absolutely skyrockets.
Section 4. Real-world mesh success.
Now, you might be wondering if this concept actually holds up under immense real-world pressure. Let's find out.
Think about managing metrics, streaming quality, view histories, and super complex billing for literally millions of users worldwide, all generating massive data every single second. I mean, a load like that would instantly crush a traditional centralized IT structure, no question.
And Netflix is the absolute perfect example here. They thrive precisely because of decentralized ownership. They don't rely on one giant data monolith. Instead, autonomous domains, like their recommendations team or the streaming team, publish and consume trusted datasets as reusable products. Backed by a strong self-service infrastructure, this approach significantly reduces dependencies on a central team. It allows Netflix to scale globally and accelerate their innovation at a pace most companies can only dream of.
Section 5. Challenges and emerging trends. However, let's be real. Transforming an entire enterprise architecture to operate like Netflix is rarely a simple overnight switch. Let's examine what it really takes to get there.
So, here is the hard truth. While the technical implementation of a data mesh is undoubtedly complex, we're talking new infrastructure, tricky integrations, and strict metadata management, your true hurdle is actually organizational. You have to completely shift your corporate culture. Implementing a data mesh requires incredibly high team maturity, robust cross-functional collaboration, and really tight governance coordination. It is a massive organizational transformation, folks, not just the installation of some new software tool.
But despite those challenges, looking ahead, this decentralized foundation is absolutely essential. When we look at emerging trends, data mesh is rapidly evolving to include real-time, event-driven data products and AI-driven governance. This framework isn't just a nice-to-have, it's vital. It powers modern digital transformation, supports highly scalable analytics, and most importantly, it provides the trusted, domain-specific data required to fuel the next generation of enterprise AI initiatives. So, I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative thought to help you evaluate the future survival and agility of your own data ecosystem. As AI demands better, faster data, is your organization's architecture built to scale or destined to stall? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today, and I really hope this helps you rethink how to empower your teams and unlock the true value of your data.